What if your darkest moment is where God's mercy shines brightest, ready to turn your pain into a testimony that shakes the heavens? Break time equals 0.5 / you're in a valley. You whisper emphasis. Sea level equals moderate. Lord, strengthen my heart. / of the weight of that cry overwhelms you. Break time equals 0.3 / but here's the first truth: this darkness isn't a dead end. It's a sacred fire shaping your soul for a purpose you can't yet see. Break time equals 0.4 / the King James Bible says, though you walk through the shadow of death, you shall fear no evil, for God's comfort is with you. Break time equals 0.3 / picture Daniel facing lions in a pit, certain of death. Yet morning came and angels had sealed their jaws. Break time equals 0.4 / your dark path is no accident. It's God's setup for a miracle only His mercy can bring. Break time equals 0.5 / prosody. Prosody rate equals 115%. Pitch equals +1 est. But the enemy's lying to you, isn't he? Emphasis level equals strong. He says God's forgotten you. / emphasis your prayers are lost. Break time equals 0.3 / don't fall for it. Break time equals 0.4 / prosody rate equals 100%. Pitch equals medium. Here's the second shocking truth: God's mercy doesn't need your strength. It thrives in your weakness. Break time equals 0.3 / Paul, worn down by a constant struggle, begged for relief. God answered, His grace is enough, His power perfected in your frailty. Break time equals 0.4 / you're secretly doubting, aren't you? Emphasis level equals moderate. Can your heart survive this storm? / emphasize. Break time equals 0.3 / stop measuring your faith. Trust His mercy. Break time equals 0.3 / the God who raised Lazarus from the dead doesn't need your perfection. He needs your heart. Break time equals 0.5 / prosody. Prosody rate equals 110%. Pitch equals +1. Now the third truth will change everything in your darkest moments: God's voice speaks clearest. Break time equals 0.4 / when life's noise, success, friends, plans fades, and it's just you and the Lord. His whispers become thunder. Break time equals 0.3 / Elijah stood on a mountain seeking God in a storm. He found Him in a still small voice. Break time equals 0.4 / right now in your pain, God is speaking. Emphasis level equals strong. Are you listening? / break time equals 0.5 / this is your spiritual awakening. Break time equals 0.4 / prosody. Prosody rate equals 100%. Pitch equals medium. The fourth truth is this: obedience in the dark is your greatest gift to God. Break time equals 0.3 / following Him when the path is clear is easy. But when fog blinds, you step forward. Break time equals 0.3 / Jesus in a garden called phoneme alphabet equals IPA equals SM9 Gethsemane / foam-faced anguish, yet chose the Father's will. Break time equals 0.4 / your obedience now, when every step feels impossible, is more precious than any triumph in the light. Break time equals 0.5 / prosody. Prosody rate equals 115%. Pitch equals +1 est. But here's the fifth truth, a warning you can't ignore: stay too long in the darkness without God's mercy, and your heart could harden. Break time equals 0.4 / the enemy tempts you to numb the pain, scrolling, distractions, despair. Emphasis level equals moderate. Those are chains posing as comfort. / emphasis break time equals 0.3 / prosody rate equals 90%. Pitch equals 1 est. Pray instead as David did in the King James tongue. Break time equals 0.3 est / have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy love, according to thy tender mercies, blot out my sins. Break time equals 0.5 / those words aren't just a prayer. They're a lifeline to the light. Break time equals 0.4 / prosody. Prosody rate equals 100%. Pitch equals medium. Imagine a single mother kneeling in a hospital, her child's life fading. She prayed those words. Break time equals 0.3 / her faith moved God's hand. Her son walked out, healed, a living testimony. Break time equals 0.4 / your story isn't finished. God's mercy is weaving every tear, every sleepless night into a promise brighter than the stars. Break time equals 0.5 / the King James Bible says all things work for good to them that love God. That includes this moment, this pain, this cry for strength. Break time equals 0.4 / you're not lost. You're being led. Break time equals 0.3 / prosody. Prosody rate equals 110%. Pitch equals +1 picture. Yourself on the other side. Your heart stronger. Your faith a fire. Your life a light for others lost in their shadows. Break time equals 0.4 / the Lord of mercy is your guide, your strength, your hope. Break time equals 0.5 / prosody rate equals 115%. Pitch equals +2 st. So here's your CT. If this moved, you share it with someone trapped in their own darkness. Break time equals 0.3 / comment your prayer below to lift each other up. Break time equals 0.3 / Evel equals strong. Will you trust him and take the next step / prosody / speak?